بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته, and welcome to today's session. Inshallah, today we will be looking at the letter Lam. Now, the makhraj of the letter Lam is quite a wide makhraj. If I just draw on now for you, if this we consider as the tongue, okay. Now, which part of the tongue are we using this time? We use what we call hafatul lisan, which is basically it is the edges of the tongue. So it's a wide area of the tongue. Okay. So this time we're not using any of this top side of the tongue. Okay, that's not being used. It is the edges of the tongue. Okay, or what we call the sides of the tongue. Okay. That's the part that you are using. And we say it is the front third of the tongue, okay, that you're using for this. So where is the tongue going this time? The tongue is going if you think about your upper teeth, and you know the upper 8 front teeth, okay, so including your 2 incisors. We've talked a lot about different makharij and using the 2 upper incisors, but this time you're not using just the 2 incisors, but you're using the teeth on either side too. So the front 8 top teeth, the tongue is going behind all 8 top teeth, not touching the teeth, but the gums behind. Okay, so the gums behind the upper 8 teeth. When we pronounce this letter with a fatha, we pronounce it as, again, it's a light letter, and we say la, la, la. So you notice again just how regular light letters, your lips move a little bit horizontally and a little bit vertically. You'll notice the jaw moves a little bit down, it opens. La, la, okay. With a dhamma, again, lu, lu. So again, the rounding and the circling of the lips to make sure that you're making a proper oo sound. La, lu. And then we have the letter with a kasra, li, li, la, lu, li, la, lu, li. Okay, so you're opening and making sure that each of those is one light, it's going to sound light, and you're not prolonging it for too long. It's only one count. La, lu, li. Now, when this letter has a sukoon on it, so when we are joining with the letter before, then we have a few things to bear in mind. And the first thing that we need to remember is that this lam is a letter of tawassut. Okay, so it's not a rakhawa letter. We've seen quite a lot of rakhawa letters that you keep prolonging. Okay, but this letter lam, is a letter where if it has a sukoon on it, you stay on it, but you don't cut the sound off too quickly, and you also don't make it too long. So you don't keep it going like we did with some of the other letters like sin and dal, for example. Here you stay on it enough, you establish the letter, and then you stop. So we don't say L, we don't say L, that's too long. We say L, 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 just enough to establish the letter, then you stop. La, lu, li, L. Now, the other thing I want you to notice here is that with the letter lam, the tongue is not going to the side at all. Okay, you're not relying on a side of your tongue to produce this letter, because this is a mistake that I've seen. What you're using the front center part of your tongue going to either side, okay, meeting at the center, the sides of the tongue meeting at the center. Okay, so you don't sort of tilt your tongue and make it go to the side somewhere, or just rely on the side front part of the tongue. You're using the whole of the front part of the tongue, and as I said, the sides only. Okay. Now, how do we say this? I'm just thinking. Okay, so generally it's a light letter, and in all of these cases I've pronounced it light. La, lu, li, el. Okay. When we see this letter with a fatha, like it, for example, in this word that I've brought up now for you, we pronounce it exactly how we do when it's on its own. La, so we say what? Fala, falamma. When we see it with a kasra, we see it here, khaliqu, khaliqu. Okay, we also have here 2 letters lams here, both under the same circumstance. They both are sakina. Here we say falyatawakkal, falyatawakkal. Okay, so again, When you're saying this one, stay on it for a bit. فَلْيَتَوَكَّلْ. No pausing in between. I mean, I've sort of emphasized it and kind of paused, but you keep your flow going, but you stay on the lam. You don't rush. فَلْيَتَوَكَّلْ. Okay. Now, the letter lam is a little bit like a ra in the sense that there are times, generally it's considered a light letter, but there are times where it will become heavy. And the nice, easy thing about the letter lam is the only time that we think about the lam being heavy is in the name of Allah, and that's it. Okay. If the name of Allah is preceded by a fatha, so here I can see the name of Allah, the last letter is a noon, it has a fatha. Now, what that letter is before the name of Allah doesn't matter, that's irrelevant. What we're interested in is in the haraka that it carries. If it has a fatha or it has a dhamma, so in my second example, here's my name of Allah, the last letter is a ra, again, it doesn't matter, but I can see it's got a dhamma. If the letter before has a fatha or a dhamma, then the lam in the name of Allah, and it has to be only in the name of Allah. If there is another word after it, if there is another lam, then that does we're still going to consider that lam light. Only if we see the name of Allah, then we're thinking about the lambs that are in the name of Allah. Okay, those are the lambs we're talking about. So in both of these cases, the lam will be heavy. So how do we pronounce it? We lift a bit of the back of the tongue when we want to say the lam. Minallahi. So we're not saying minallah. We say minallah. Minallahi. Or we say nasrullahi. So not nasrullahi. No, we want to say it as nasrullahi. Minallahi. Nasrullahi. If the name of Allah is preceded by any letter, but that letter is carrying a kasra, something at the bottom, a haraka at the bottom. If it's carrying a kasra, then the lams in the name of Allah this time are pronounced light. So we do not say Bismillahi. This would be incorrect. We say Bismillahi. Bismillahi. So the only occasion that you're reading the letter lam heavy ever is when you have the name of Allah and the letter before the name of Allah carries a fatha or it carries a dhamma. Only then will the lams in the name of Allah be heavy. Any other time, under any other circumstance, the lam will be light. I'm going to say them one more time for you. Minallahi, Nasrullahi, Bismillahi. Okay, Jazakumullahu khairan. Inshallah, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Please do follow the link in the YouTube description so that you can have a bit of practice with this. Jazakumullahu khairan. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.